Manchester United. United just fired Ruben Amorim. No more Amorim football after his rant at the post-conference match between United and, of course, Leeds United that ended 1-0. On that note, I say welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where we give you a little bit of what is happening in the world of sports. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasikomi, Jamie, and let's ride together. We've got a lot to discuss about today from the local football, talking about MPFL, of course. Afcon continues. We are Super Eagles of Nigeria. We slug it out with Mozambique in the round of 16 at the first stadium. How about Cameroon? They knocked out South Africa. Morocco are still doing wonderfully well after their game against Tanzania, and many more actions to come today, 5th January 2025. Don't let us forget, Tyson is back. Come on, and of course, joining me in the studio today is Bumi Nathan Ayaman, making a return back to Sport Talk. Happy New Year to you,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. It's so wonderful to start the new year hot. Like 15 different news. You even forgot to mention the Tunisian coach also got sacked.
Of course.
So it's a fantastic time. Enzo Maresca too. New year resolution. So it's a full season. I'm glad I'm here today.
Also, you also forgot to mention that Arsenal are still on top of the log table. This is January. You said we should wait the end of December 2025, but this is January 2026.
No, I said we should wait till the end of January because I know that there will be a run of games between December and January. Well, let's see what they do in the transfer window. Let's see how it comes out at the end of January. At the end of January, we will now know who are the big dogs. Right. If there's a 2 points gap, then we're
I want to take the picture. Check out. All right, well, you know how we do. We always start with local football. Nigeria continue their quest for a 4th African Cup of Nations title when they face Mozambique in the round of 16 on Monday, 5th January 2026 at the FEZ Stadium. Ayaman, they've really tried. 3 games, 3 wins for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Tunisia, against Tanzania, and of course Uganda. 3 straight games, 9 points, different goal scorers. Ademola Lookman, Oyedika got a brace. Osimhen has been doing wonderfully well at this ongoing Afcon. Of course, today we'll be playing Mozambique. What should we be expecting from Eric Church? Because Eric Church said the Super Eagles of Nigeria are under pressure. But there is one thing that I must commend Eric Church for, is that blackout. He didn't allow journalists, he didn't allow content creators, to disturb the Super Eagles. Just concentrate on this game.
Well, I commend him. That's what a good team coach should do. We're here. We didn't qualify for the World Cup, so let's make sure that whatever we can do to make the Nigerian citizens happy and also to make ourselves confident in our abilities, because we do have that squad depth. We do have the qualities in the team to be able to win this kind of competition. I'm glad that we are showing it. I'm glad that we are putting a very, very good fight out there, putting statements that if you want to score goals, we are ready. If you want to win games, we are here for you. So I don't expect anything short of that. I expect them to come out today and make Nigeria very, very, very proud.
All right, so talking about Super Eagles of Nigeria, we saw the last game against Uganda, how we tweaked at the formation a little bit. Samuel Chukwueze started that game, got 2 assists for Raphael Onyedika. And of course, what should we be expecting? I expect Stanley Wabali to be back in the goalpost in between the stick. Bright Osayi Samuel should maintain the right back. And the 5 and 6, I expect Calvin Bassey and of course Shemilego Ajayi. Then the left back, the young man should continue Bruno Yemachi. But in that midfield, we all know that we always like to play 4 player. Should we be expecting Ndidi, Frank Oyeka, Iwobi, and who else? Ademola Lookman, then up front. Akwa Adams and Osimhen. Do you have anything to talk about this? These are my own possible.
I think your setup is fantastic, but I would ask that at the point where we see that we need to make a defensive change, we should make a defensive change. I don't mind us coming down to a 1 striker option with a 5 midfielder option, having 2 defensive midfielders, and then having those 3 wide players.
Okay.
Right? I don't mind that as a setup to be able to counter any defensive, because we are giving out goals, but we are also
at the same time we are
conceding. So we need to be able to curtail that. We've discussed this in earlier episodes before the new year, that we need to be able to counter those measures so that we can have a much more cleaner defense line. So if we have to come down to a five midfield option, I will be very, 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 very happy. So that you can have the likes of Iwobi just being that single guy, giving the distribution, while somebody like Ndidi and Oyedika are standing ground to be able to help the defensive line.
So I was even thinking in my own way, why can't you just play 4-3-3 formation, since Chukwueze is in great form, playing from the flank alongside I mean, Ademola Lookman, then play a lone striker, Victor.
Because that would give too much attacking options. Yes, we'll score goals, but it will make the defense line very
But we can still play Frank Oyeka alongside when Didi, then play, will be in front of them.
I can see that option, but that will now mean that there will be so much work for Ademola Lookman to be able to be tracking back. And the more space we give, we are talking about African players here. The more space you give, we have a lot of creative midfielders in Africa.
In Africa, yes, of course.
So if you start giving that option, then it starts making the opponent strikers look like they are prolific. But meanwhile, the midfielders are doing their job fantastically because we give them that leverage to be able to do that. So let's close down that space. Let's close that, because I know that the biggest thing we can do is to make sure that midfield, we don't have problems with strikers.
Yes, of course.
If Osimhen is finding it tough,
Siri Desas is out.
Yeah, so but we have the likes of Paul Onacho and Victor Osimhen.
Akwa
Adams is still there. We have this guy. What's his name? Ademola Lookman can be a standing striker too, because he has good eyes for goals.
At some point, all of them cannot be injured. Osimhen, Paul Onacho, and of course Akwa Adams.
So we can't have all of them all out. So the options are there. So if we have to call on somebody from outside, I'm pretty sure we can talk to the federation to be able to handle such. Because if we have to take a player out to be able to replace, I don't know what that would look like, but yes, I feel like that option is viable. All
right, so talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, is one thing that I really want us to discuss. On Saturday, I mean, talking about on the 3rd of January 2026, we are no more in 2025. I saw Olaino started a game for Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. Then in my own head, I was like, why didn't they include him? Well, since they know that he will be fit by the time we enter the round of 16. Why didn't they include him? Morocco included Ashraf Hakimi. He was injured.
Yes.
And now he started their round of 16 game.
Yes.
I've seen a situation whereby JJ Okocha didn't play a game in 2006, didn't play a game until semi-final, because he's one of our key players. Olaino is one of our key players. I'm not a fan of Olaino. For me, I'm not a coach. I have so many right backs that are better than him, of course. But in this team, yes, of course, in this team, he is the best right back that we have so far. Yes. So why didn't they include him, or did they decline? Sure. I don't know. I just want to know, because if Ashraf Hakimi could make that team,
yes,
and now he's playing for Morocco,
yes,
and this same Olaino, he didn't start from the bench. He started that game,
yes,
and was updated around 70 minutes. Yes. So why didn't they include him? So that round of 16,
I love the fact that
you
use Ashraf Hakimi as an example. If you follow the story completely, you will see that the coach of his national team had to send a very big thank you message, public thank you message, to his club side to say thank you for releasing him, even though we knew that he was not fully fit. You know, so it is that conversation both between the club and the national team. I think that's what happened. Maybe I also that I won't be able to be there and not give my best and not get injured while I come back. And the players also have a right to sit down and assess the options. Maybe he knows that, okay, at this point, I am nursing a minor injury, just like Jubelian was nursing an injury last season that we didn't know, but the Real Madrid team did a very good job at trying to keep him in check. You know, things like that. He may sit down and look at his options and say, okay, physically, he may be having family issues too that you don't know. So these are all the curated things. I don't just want to write off the fact that he doesn't want to play for Nigeria. We've seen him play for Nigeria before.
Of course.
He has never
even the injury he picked, it was during international game.
Duty. So there we go. So if he has seen that, okay, I don't want to get a surgery now, and I don't want to go there and not play with my heart out. I may be having some family dispute or some family. You understand? We have to give them their human beings.
Do you know why we're having this conversation? Please. It's because I have a problem, a challenge with our right back. That is why. Bright Osman has not been living up to expectation. Rian Alebi was given a chance. He picked up an injury.
Player, but I didn't rate him as
that is why that's my own major
but
concern.
You said you have other options at right back.
They didn't invite them. Let's just forget it.
No. But please mention one or two so that we can have an idea of who are the options that you are thinking about as a good continuation or good players to be able to take over those positions. Please mention one or two.
All right, don't worry, we'll talk about that one later, like I said. You want to put me on the spot, but it's okay. All right, then let's take a look at other fixtures. Egypt will be playing against Benin Republic. What are your thoughts? Egypt versus Benin Republic.
I don't want to be negative, but we know what the Pharaohs of Egypt are going to do. We've seen the quality they have. No disrespect to Benin Republic. They've done a fantastic job at trying to qualify, or not at working towards qualifying to the round of 16. But there's class, and there are people who are trying to get into class. When they have the likes of Mohamed Salah, Omar Mamouche, it's just...
These are fantastic.
Yeah, you start to question. And Omar Mamouche was the top 9 for their last match again. So you now begin to ask questions that is this going to be a fair game? But that's the world of football, and we might be in for a surprise. But I'm tipping Egypt for the win for that.
All right, let's take a look at other result. Round of 16, other result. Senegal against Sudan. What do you expect? For me, they are the best team so far at this ongoing Afcon. And of course, Mali, I was so surprised. Played a 1-0 draw against Tunisia. They played like over 100 minutes with 10 men. Tunisia scored at 88 minutes, they equalized 90 plus minutes, and they went on to win that one via penalty shootout. And of course, Cameroon are also in the quarter-final. They knocked out South Africa. Come on, South Africa, this same team that used to give Nigeria a big problem. In fact, they give us problem. They didn't allow us to go to the World Cup. I know Nigerians are very, very happy. Come on, Nigerians are very, very happy. I don't know of you, but some people are very, very happy. And of course, the host nation defeated Tanzania 1-0. Let's talk about Brahim Diaz. Has been, for me, best player so far at this tournament. 4 games in a row. He has scored in all those 4 games, in all the group stages, and of course in the round of 16. Let's give this man his flowers. What are your thoughts on?
I think he's a sensational player. From his time at AC Milan, we could see sparks of the kind of player he is, because when he was in Real Madrid, we didn't really get to witness the gifts or the potential he has. But I'm not surprised at his delivery. I'm just surprised at the amount of goals that's coming out of him now. But I didn't expect. It's just like Hakimi. You don't dispute his quality. You already know that he's going to deliver any day, anytime. Same with Brahim Diaz. I'm very happy. Now it's giving him, or giving the world the eyes to see that look, I'm a good player. If you're ready, I'm here on the bench. Come and pick me up. You know, so that's not a surprise for me at all.
It is not easy, okay? He's putting on jersey number 10, not like the one that's putting up jersey number 10 for Nigeria is always on the bench. But it's okay. It's all. There are some jerseys I don't joke with. You cannot be wearing jersey number 10 and be sitting on the bench. It is not done anywhere, except for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But it's okay. It's all right. All right. Tonight, Nigeria versus Mozambique. Give us a correct score in the comment section. Away from the camp of the Super Eagles, let's move straight to the MPFL. Organizers of the Nigerian Premier Football League, MPFL, have attributed players' poor remuneration to lack of sponsorship. According to Honorable Benga Elegbeleye, he said the main reason why these players are not performing, they are underperforming, is because they are not paying them well. That at least a player should get 1 million naira per month. Do you agree with him that that's the main reason why they are underperforming?
I think it's beyond that. I think it's not just that is a key factor. Yes,
right. It's because they don't have sponsor. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it's not just the monetary aspect alone. I think it's also the systems that are around how, and also that will also lead to money as well. But I think they need to make sure that players will feel safe when they are going to games. That's number one. Another thing is the stadiums are in good condition. But like it all boils down to funds. It all boils down to funds. So all these things cannot be available if money is not.
Because I can imagine any like 5 million naira per month. Yes. I don't know the reason why you go to Sudan to go and play. If they are offering you like 3 million naira from Sudan or 4 or the same 5 million naira. I mean 5 million naira a year. So why going to Sudan? Why going to Libya?
I could argue two things. Number one being, if the quality of the league. Okay. Let's not even talk about the pay, because teams like Arsenal have a pay restriction, but yet a lot of players still want to go play there, right? Because they are playing in a quality league. The systems around the leagues are so fantastic. That's why I argue.
Their league is on TV, not like ours.
So the quality of the league is there. The quality of the pitches are there. You are sure that you're going to improve, not just monetary wise. You're going to improve as a player. It will be a springboard to where you want to go to next, or the vision of where you want to be as a player, or the kind of trophies you want to win. You're sure that in this team I can win that kind of trophy. If a player who is earning, let's not even talk about the end, who is playing in a place where he doesn't feel like, okay, if I go to this place and I play away, I may not come back home safe. But if I go here, they will love me, they will support me, and it will be a springboard to a different team. I guess you are going to make a different decision, no matter what the pay is, right? So that's my own take.
All right, but let's see how it goes. Let's see whether we will get a sponsor maybe next season. Well, for me, I'm not sure of that. But it is what.
You're not optimistic.
Of course, I cannot lie to you now, and I cannot lie to the world. All right, away from local football, let's move straight to Europe. Enzo Fernandez dealt a massive blow to Manchester City's Premier League title hopes with a 94th minute equalizer to snatch a 1-0 draw for managerless Chelsea. Come on, what do you mean? But Liam was in the dugout. Was Liam in the dugout? No, not Liam. This other name. What is his name? I've forgotten his name right now. There was a man standing for Chelsea. All right, but it is what it is.
The fact that you can't remember his name already tells you.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh, his name is Liam too. No, we have Liam. The new one coming is Liam from Strasbourg. We have Matt Fallon. That is his name. Fallon, all right, yes. Managerless Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium. For the very first time, I saw all Arsenal fans, the way they were jubilating, celebrating Chelsea. They supported Chelsea with their full chest. Just because they don't want to be on top of the log table. Dancing lonely at the top. That's
like
crazy.
I said, until we have a sure, they've gone through the run of games of January without losing points. Because that is the true test. Between December and January, that's the true test of any team that wants to come out and win the league.
Yes, of course.
So right now, it is still a 50-50 chance, because any single slip, because if you meet teams like Sunderland, teams like Bournemouth, teams like Aston Villa, who are also fighting to make sure, teams like Leeds, who have been getting momentum now. So you now begin to understand.
But the good news is Arsenal have played Aston Villa in both legs. And the second leg, they destroyed Villa. They told Villa, we are not your mates. Whether you like it or not. Whether Iron Man likes it or not, this season, we are winning the league.
Do they still have Sunderland, yes or no?
They will beat them, on paper.
That's how they beat them the other time, right?
All right. Of course, it wasn't a good performance from Chelsea, but they got the result. Not for Chelsea,
Wolves,
but for Arsenal. And of course, let's talk about Ruben Amorim. Has been sacked this morning, today, by Manchester United. After their game against Leeds United in the post-match conference, he said so many things. He said, I am the manager here, not a coach. And he mentioned some great coaches like Jose Mourinho, the Tuchel. And he said, he was talking to the hierarchy, that you people should do your own job too. Let me do my own job. Right from before now, we all know that he wanted some certain players. They didn't get him for him.
Yes,
the likes of Martinez, the Watkins, he mentioned them, Estupinan. These are players that he wanted. But United went for the likes of, Shesko and Co., which he was still, managing them, playing with them. But this January, I think he requested for transfer request. And they said, Oga, you need to, see this is your 3-4-3, it won't work. Go back to, because It's 4-4. It's 4-3-3-1 against Newcastle United. So you can use these boys to play 4-3-3 formation. But the man said, no, this is what I want to build. This is me. And if you want me to perfect this, you will need money. But now he has been sacked. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are simple. From the beginning of the time when he got the job, I had already said two things. Number one, if he doesn't get sacked within the first 2 years, then he really has a fantastic agent and he has a good praying system. People who are doing prayers for him are really working hard. The second thing I said was that if he succeeds at this team, then a lot of coaches in the world are going to change to that 3-4-3 formation, and it is going to change the way football, just like the way Pep changed football in Germany. So I am not surprised that he got sacked because he came mid-season in Manchester United last year. And do you understand? So now it is now, I think the club didn't anticipate that they were going to get somebody who was going to stick to his own morals and not give in to, oh, I am coaching Manchester United, so what they say for me is no.
According to him, he's not a coach, he's a manager. So,
you understand, he's a manager. Kudos to him for standing his ground as a manager. It shows that he believes in his system. He knows that his system can work. He has used it, and it has worked. So, congratulations to him. I just hope that, I know he'll get the job very quickly. The market is too
even before Maresca, because he said it before.
Yes, 100%. I know that he's going to get a job before Maresca. He's 100% going to get a job before Maresca. The only thing is, I don't know what league, or I'm looking forward to seeing that. The question I have is, who is going to be the person to come and collect this mess that is in Manchester United now? You know, when Ronaldo said it, we didn't believe him. Now it is playing out even on a bigger stage.
At least they have the class of 92 that, of course, see, I respect them. They like the class of 92.
Yes.
But they are fond of criticizing any Manchester United coach. That is what they do. I remember one time Jose Mourinho said, guy never has been paid to talk. I've been paid to coach, to manage a team. So it is two different things. But if he scores, they will come. And
Gary never tried management, and here we are.
Come on, don't even talk about it.
He left management to become a pundit.
Don't go to his managerial career.
He left from his pundit to the running podcast, and now owning a fourth or fifth division team. So please, let's call it what it is. They know how to. The only person who I really take seriously as a pundit, or that I take his opinion, is the likes of Roy Keane. He looks at the game and he's been emphasizing that these boys don't know what it means. It's not the coach. It is these players. They don't know what it means to play in that red jersey. He's been emphasizing that for 3 seasons. It's like, remove this boy from this team. He doesn't know what it means to play for Manchester United. That has been his principle. So I don't think he's going. I think he's even stopped saying it now because he doesn't want to sound like a talking drum. So
I know the likes of Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Anthony will be very, very happy now that Amorim has left. Manchester United. This will give them a room to come back to United anyways. Yeah. All right, other result, Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. I don't know what Aston Villa need this league for anyways, but Arsenal for the league this season. Brighton defeated Burnley 2-0, and of course, the Wolverhampton Wanderers with a fantastic result against West Ham United. The team that you don't want to play this period is any relegation training team at all. I think they will give a lot of big teams a run for their money in the remaining 18 games. Bournemouth lost to Arsenal. Kudos to Arsenal once again. And of course, Arteta, you have my support, whether Ayoma likes it or not. Arsenal is winning the league this season. We are all supporting you. Leeds United 1, Manchester United 1. And of course, what a fantastic stunner by Reed at the 94th minute against Liverpool. We all thought Liverpool had won the game until Reed said no.
Mr. Reed, yeah.
That was a fantastic goal from
I'm glad that he's getting the accolades that he deserves. He's been a loyal team member to that team for such a long time. So yeah, good job by Fulham, but at the same time, we already know that when you play Fulham, it's not an easy day out. It's not an easy. They go all out.
Craven Cottage.
They go all out. They go even in their away games. They try their best to go all out, they keep circulating between Martinez and I forgot the second striker that they have, but
Jimenez.
Jimenez. Sorry, Jimenez and the other guy, I've forgotten him. Muniz, Diego Muniz. So they keep trying to go between those two players to be able to get that goal, and they always find a way. They always find Harry Wilson, Chukwueze. They always find a way. Traore. They bring somebody in that will change the tempo of that game very quickly, and it mostly works for them.
All right, kudos to their coach, Marcus Silva. Tottenham won, Sunderland won. I saw a fantastic goal by Brobbey. I was sharing with Ayoma before we came into the studio. What a fantastic strike. If you need a striker, Man United, these are strikers, And of course, Everton lost at home to Brentford 2-4. Igor Amenda's Thiago with an hat-trick for Brentford. These are strikers. Newcastle United defeated Crystal Palace. Even Watamade is also doing wonderfully well than the likes of, Manchester City, not the result that Pep Guardiola wanted, but it is what it is. At the Etihad Stadium, 1-1, the Viking was unlucky against Chelsea in that match. All right, away from Premier League, let's move straight to Spain. Gonzalo Garcia bagged a hat-trick for Real Madrid as they beat Real Betis 5-1 on Sunday, 4th January 2025 to stay on La Liga leaders Barcelona's tail. I see Barcelona winning this league. I don't know how Xabi Alonso and his boys will do this. But of course, let's give kudos to the lad talking about Gonzalo Garcia.
Yes. Again, we were talking behind the camera. He showed sparks of this during the Club World Cup. We knew that he had the quality. We knew that he's a fantastic striker. He has not really had that opportunity in La Liga as much because Mbappe has been doing sensational as usual, But now that he's been given that chance, now Mbappe is going to raise his eyebrow that I hope they are not going to think that this boy is going to be he's going to bounce me off my seat. But that's what football is about. You get that tug of war occasionally so that you can have the fire in your strikers to be able to come out and do what they're supposed to, or your players in general to be able to do what they're supposed to do. So I know that he's a good player, but like you said, things take time. So let's see how it goes. But for Barcelona winning the league, like I said, things take time. We will see how it goes. All
right, 4 points ahead of Real Madrid. Real technical order is Rayo Vallecano 1, Getafe 1, Celta Vigo 4. Valencia 1, Osasuna 1, Athletic Club 1, Elche 1, Villarreal 3, Espanyol 0, Barca 2. Sevilla 0, Levante defeated Sevilla at home. Come on, that's crazy. And of course, 3-0. Real Madrid 5, Betis 1, Mallorca 1, Girona 2, Alaves 1, Oviedo 1, Sociedad 1, Atletico de Madrid 1. And of course, in Italy, Syria, the league is getting tougher. Cagliari lost to Milan, Como defeated Udinese, Sassuolo 1, Parma 1, Juve. Almighty Juventus played a 1-0 draw against Lecce. No thanks to Jonathan David. Atalanta 1, Roma 0, Lazio 0, Napoli 2, Fiorentina 1, Cremonese 0, Verona 0, Torino 3, Inter Milan 3, Bologna 1. Inter Milan are back on the summit. 39, 38, 37 points. That's Inter, Milan, and of course, Napoli. It's getting tougher day by day.
It's getting tougher. It's expected. That's how.
And I was looking for Juventus. They are 4th with 33 points. They're out of the race for me for Scudetto.
Well, I don't.
You can't have Jonathan David and Openda as your striker and want to win the league.
I think.
Arkadiusz Milik is injured. Vlahovic is injured. Now, this is
Milik is still playing football?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so well, if we are going to count Juventus out, I don't count them out. I think.
Do you know that half-fit Milik, half-fit Vlahovic is better than Openda and what is his name? David combined together. Do you agree with me?
I don't agree.
Okay, all right, go. Okay, all right, go ahead. If you don't,
I think Vlahovic coming back will be a good option for Juventus. but I don't write them off. Like you said, the point difference is very minimal. Like even in the Premier League, it's 6 points between the top and yet we haven't written it off. So if it's 1 point between each of those, then come on.
Did you see Jonathan David Panenka over the weekend?
So I believe that would you be a good substitute for him as a striker?
No problem. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
So I believe that if as the season goes by, I think at the end of January we will begin to see clearly the differences. Except because I know Serie A sometimes can be a very last day show, you know, just like last season was. So it can be a very last day show. So you have to give, which is entertaining in football, by the way. I know that it's not over yet. If there is a 10-point gap between the first and the fourth, then I'll be like, okay, sure. Okay. But now there's still a chance.
But I just believe this within, just between, Napoli, Inter Milan, and of course AC Milan. Let's go straight to French Ligue 1. Let's take a look at results. Toulouse lost to Lens. Obviously, Lens has been in great form. Monaco lost to Lyon 1-3. Nice played a 1-0 draw against Strasbourg. Lille lost to Rennes 0-2. Olympique de Marseille. So sorry. A lot of bookies over the weekend. Olympique de Marseille lost to Nantes 0-2. Lorient 1, Metz 1, Le Havre. Paris Saint-Germain also struggled. To beat Paris FC, but you can't take anything away from the Ballon d'Or order. Talking about Ousmane Dembele and of course Desiree Doué. All right, away from foreign football, let's move straight to other sports. We'll be talking about boxing. I don't know how to box, but we'll talk about boxing. Former heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury has announced he will return to boxing in 2026, bringing an end to his latest spell of retirement. Not this time that Anthony Joshua, we don't even know whether he will definitely come back to the ring. But because we've been talking about Fury and Anthony Joshua for a long while, but not this time around. Come on.
I think we have to give Joshua some time. He's lost two key people to his journey. He hasn't, I don't think he's made any official statements yet. So we have to give him time to be able to manage that loss, especially with the families. Yeah, it's not an easy thing, especially if you had people with you for more than 5-10 years. You have to, it becomes, especially in the world of boxing, where it's a very sacred sport and you are a singular person, and then you have two key people who have been with you everywhere you go. So yeah, it's tough. Even Eddie Hearn had to, release a statement for that. So Tyson Fury coming back is not a surprise to me. Okay. During the Jake Paul fight, he had been making different comments about Anthony Joshua being against him, So I think Fury is bored. He feels like I still have a few boxing years left in me, maybe 1 or 2 matches left. But I would like to see him go against another heavyweight, not Anthony Joshua for now. Let Anthony Joshua be able to recoup himself from this heavy loss. Let's see Fury against the likes of Deontay Wilder or somebody.
Deontay Wilder?
Or somebody, because Wilder too is going through his own challenges as well. Because
I feel he should fight this WBO order. Talking about Woodley, they are both signed to the same, organization. Yes. I feel they will organize a match. A fight for these two great legends, and he has really tried. 37 a fight. Talking about Fury 134 loss. Those two came from Alexander Usyk, undisputed champion, and of course, I think the draw match was against Wilder.
So there we go. I know that there's an unconcluded one there, and I want to see what the bronze bomber, right? They call him. I want to see what he can be able to do now, because I feel they're all going through their own challenges in separate lives, but I feel in the world of boxing they still have 1 or 2 matches to offer to us that will be very, very entertaining. Not the likes of Jake Paul. He should go and sit down for now and repair his mouth so that he can be able to face somebody like maybe Canelo that will probably take him to give him some dementia. So, but I'm not surprised that Tyson is back. I feel like he would get a fight now that Usyk has stepped down. He will get a fight, but I don't know if he's going to get the fight that we will be entertained to see. So, but welcome back to him. Let him make some money and go back into retirement.
All right, that's all good. All right, thank you for that one, Iron Man. That is how much we can take on Sport on Enterprise TV 7. Endeavor to subscribe and click notification bell to get notified of all alerts. Follow us across our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Like, share, and engage on our content. Visit our website at www.enterprisetv.com for all the news you can use, the inclusives and the live updates. Iron Man Bomileta has been on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Happy New Year, and we will see what the month of January will bring to both Juve and Man City.
Forget about Juventus. Let's stick with Arsenal. My name remains John Ola Shikomi. See you next time.